Once again, we're rejoining the story of Higurashi and the village and its inhabitants. But to what degree, what time are we following them? And what exactly is going on? We've seen bits and pieces just change out of nowhere. Now we know that someone is tipping their hand on the scales and it can have some pretty dire consequences. But how much, and if it is Satoko, how much do they know how to change proceedings? And if Satoko is another looper, has she gone through the several hundred years as well, or relatively new to the game? To find out, we're going to have to watch. So, sit down, strap in, and let us begin. Is it the peace before the storm? Kind of. Hey, Hanyu is there. Bet that is some bad marksmanship. Is this a retelling of the arc that we know? But just jump in straight away off this? Hands seem kind of small there, but what confuses me is Hanyu, because that has a few implications there in that this is what we saw before, you know, when they actually got out of the loop. And seeing it Do you really want her turning in the final moments when you're still en route? That would be dangerous. It's, what, not 100% efficient? Why was that almost word for word? He makes some good points, whether it's accurate or not is another case. I mean, before any sort of interrogations, most people were supposed to receive medical attention at the very least. And they all just immediately turn around and leave. Okay, you're not going to make sure that she's actually in his care first? Just like, oh, my job's done. Considering we know that she gave up on the dream and everything and just kind of pulled back and left before, there is some way forward, but sunk cost, not only in the research, but the sins and lives that she has snuffed out. Is just okay, well, even with the weight of the world on his shoulders, there's someone to rely on. I guess rather than just have some nice pleasantries, actually say, you know, the sins are still there. No one's going to be just okay with it. But you're not alone in that. Maybe that might be enough to get through to her. At least they're all alive. Well, that was a harrowing life and death situation. Time for the festival. No need to reflect on anything. Always and forever. Such a happy conclusion that could only be terrifying considering we're starting off this episode like it, or this arc like it. I do wonder if Sadako is able to not only change how things play out, but also, considering she's kind of hidden in plain sight, trying to change things for whatever goal that she wants. Sorry about that. Everything crashed. So let's try and continue where we are. Nope. Can't remember. Something about Sadako tipping the scales, getting what she wants out of all of this. But how far is she willing to go? And is it, as was stated there, always together? And hopefully we aren't waiting for that that shard to become story relevant again. Right, okay. Just everything looks so different. But also having Sadako be the one to tear the date off is kind of symbolic in one way or another. But showing that the passage of time went on, they're now in the state of needing to wear uniforms, can't just go out in their daily clothes, even without this like design change in them. Just how much has changed. Really, you can say that just from seeing? He can say that just from seeing, yep. Too slow. But I mean, can't let his guard down, sure, but is stealing someone else's food. All's fair in club games and war, I guess. Maybe he just puts the lid on it, or turns slightly so she can't reach. I do like this slight change, like hue shift and unripeness of some of those tomatoes. They're not perfectly red. I mean, they couldn't all stay... Okay. Couldn't just stay as it all was. Some of them actually were older and younger. Of course. But is she just forgetting about all of them? Bring down the mood here. Are they going to add anyone to their little clique if they're down a member? I mean, there's certain people I remember from my school years, others that I've completely forgotten about. I remember when there were people while I was still at school saying, "You remember me? We used to be in the same class together like 4 years ago." Really? Huh. Nope. All right. I mean, they are. They aren't exactly unfamiliar faces, those two. They're his disciples, as it were. Trying to go easy on them, is it? There's no way of cheating. I mean, let them have a chance first. I see the rules are changing in this club now that Mion has left. Are they going to expect the same sort of treatment? Are there any more rules in this club? What about broccoli? Is this just a... This is not just a 50-50. It is a memory question. That's it. You've got it. I never was good with numbers. That would... The world is colluding against her, of course. Why not start putting some minor defects in the cards already? But how is it? Question. How is it she can remember all of the nicks and damage in all the cards, but can't remember who just flipped over the 6 a few seconds ago? He really needs to up his game here. But they got to the age where they're just too old for all of that. Isn't that a sentence and a half? I mean, considering what we... I can't remember what season that was in, but what we saw before, you know, the world that Rika left behind, the dream world kind of thing. Is she happy with how this is playing out? Rain of wash basins. Squashed flat. Yes, let's hope that doesn't. Let's hope that's only metaphorical. But that is a part of life. Things age and change. If it was all sedentary and stayed the same. Actually, no, that would be good. Oh, okay. So hearing straight from the doctor himself, oh, this isn't good. Gets your heart a flutter and oh no, what's going on? No, it's just his perversions. Please stop changing the subject and get to it. Is he trying to elevate the mood slightly to deliver bad news? No, apparently. And the fact that, well, they are some pixelated numbers. The fact he has put in the work to actually understand the syndrome and it steps forward on curing it, that is big. Does that mean that there is a future out there where the disease itself is completely contained? If you can still possibly like suffering flare-ups of it? Take note of the date when this happened. Huh. Does that mean we might get a certain... A certain character returning? What could have possibly occurred a year ago? Is it intervention getting Takano away? Is it something with Sadako herself? In fact, is this the world where Hanyu still exists or not? Ha ha ha. Why did that laugh seem kind of forced? And has she progressed to the stage where she needs to have these meetings in bed, or is she just the smartest of all the characters here? I'm not entirely sure what the conversation is about, but if she's the one that is heading the festival all the time, what happens if she graduates and moves away? Can they just choose someone else, or is the whole thing going to be changed since it was her family that was leading it? Or was left of it? Pretty decent fire effects. Any mistakes this year? Well, it's over before it even began. And since the syndrome parasite thing doesn't seem to be all too prevalent, we're not going to have to worry about random attacks and people coming out of the darkness and the shadows. Let's hope no one left early. And through that, they were closer than ever. Barring a few names. Just speaking straight up about, the history of their village, names of deities and whatnot, saying, you know what, I speak for them. Didn't like it. This needs to change. Well then, who are they to disagree? And just like that, since the entire village is gathered here and been said out loud, and 3 big names all say it, they're not this vengeful spirit that has been satiated for the time being, at least. I can think of a different word for it, but yes, poppycock works. If there's no curse, then what happened to the people who disappeared? Just a series of horrible accidents. But since they have now lifted the air of the curse and whatnot from the village, and everyone's accepting their times have changed, is something else going to creep out of the woodwork? Another long shopping trip? Another birthday are we attending? Some good sales, that's the only bookstore. Good sales, that's the only reason you'd want to go anywhere. A few covers there which seem to be references. I need that cookbook. Also, how to cook from scraps left in the cupboard because you haven't been asked to go shopping. That would be a good one for me. Possibly planning the future. That's not allowed. And it's not a dream that she's doing alone? Well, looks like there's a lot of studying, and if, part of the reason her stomach was tore open before was trying to travel. Whoa, that got loud out of nowhere. Travelling out to. This music. Have a future away, studying in a prestigious school and the like. Just play good, say that you'll be together forever, while also secretly trying to get her studies going a little better. Academically bring her with you, therefore you don't have to worry. Ooh. I like the flow of this song. But also, like I said, if we have been given the all clear, as far as the village is concerned, the Hinamizawa syndrome thing can die down. Main infected parties are basically clear. There's no excuses anymore. If anyone goes on a rampage, it's down to them. This world is something else. Having a success out of complete nowhere, just seeing the conclusion of that, and then moving on to the rest of the story and the village seemingly coming together. All it took was a year later, and awesome. Once Sadako is fully assured that Rika won't be leaving her. Suddenly, there's no random murders that are occurring. That's good, I think. And now we just need to get her up to speed and make sure they get into the school together, because otherwise, oh dear, is there going to be suddenly the curse coming back to the village? And how far is she going to take it? Go to school, go to college, move in together? Is she planning this all the way to the retirement home? In for the long game. But yeah, I do like slight design changes. The uniforms being quite an obvious one. The fact that Mion has moved up, graduated out, and now they're not kind of the same cohesive unit that they were that we've seen for how many episodes now. Yeah, all of that is going to be somewhat difficult to get used to. But I like seeing the passage of time. Now we're passed through the village. We've passed through what we know. The kind of reassuring and yet dangerous hug of Higurashi that we know of. Now into unprecedented, untested waters. What could possibly go wrong? What? How hard is Sadako going to fight to be able to go to the same school? If she really, really wants to be with Rika. Considering what's easier, studying a little or completely destroying someone's dreams and then them still wanting to hang around with you. A question that I don't really want to see the answer to in this story, but we're going to have to. I don't know quite what else to say. Learning from each other, the fact that Rika has put the occurrences of the past in the past, not really letting it get to her, but what I think is happening is she knows it all, she remembers it all because she was given the ability to remember, and it's just trying to avert that eventuality by any means necessary. Put on a brave face and smile at your murderer / best friend. But that's Higurashi. A show which has gone through so many twists and turns, I'm not sure it even knows what a surprise is anymore. So, if you've enjoyed this, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing to the channel to not miss out future uploads. Maybe even joining onto my Discord or... No, that is all of them. I guess just making sure you can rest up well so that I can see you for the next one.
If you want to help this channel plan its future, whether it be actually needing to study and take exams or just continue watching the disaster unfold that is more anime, consider joining onto my Patreon, and thanks to the likes of Sal, AegisTR, Darky26, Guado, Kite, Reds Racer, Ultra Pouring, Wolfie Sensei and Zug, well, and everyone else, I don't quite need to worry about the here and now. We'll see what the future holds.